So next is the actual tracing part. You will need tracing chalks or tracing pencils. Ideally you would want to pin them down, but since this is vinyl, it's less likely to wrinkle or do this as fabric would. So since this is vinyl, I don't think it's absolutely necessary. You know, at least put 2 pins, one on top and one on bottom, so you make sure for sure that it doesn't move on you. And these have these markers that I was telling you guys about. It already created all of these little indentations where the fabrics will meet. I'm actually going to go ahead and indent them as well. I'll use my blue one here, so it's going to be an indentation there, indentation here. And like I said, these are only going to help. These are just to help line up your pieces. Try to, like for example, these two right here, you can trace these together, whereas you see these indentations here, these kind of go together. See that? So you know exactly where to sew them together. That way you won't start sewing it like right here, and you'll have too much here, and you'll have a little gap here. So you know, this is you know, these little indentations here are important as well. I'm glad these have them, because remember I started marking them. I started marking some indentations or some markings there, but after I started cutting, I didn't mark any of them. So luckily we have indentations here. Alright, I think that's it. I think I got all my patterns down. Next thing I want to do is just put them back this way for reference. Check that out. That is my pattern to my lower part of the seat. Next, we're going to cut it out. Alright, so just cut this section out first. I got all my patterns laid out right here. Alright, so as you saw in the video where I was at the fabric store, you have to get upholstery thread. You can't use this regular household thread. It's got to be upholstery because it'll just come undone if you don't use the right stuff. So make sure you get the upholstery thread, and try to match the color as best you can. So this is alright. So we're gonna start putting this bad boy together. So the first thing we gotta do is put the fronts together first. And the way we're gonna do that is we grab this guy, because I remember these were the ones that were put together first. So we got our little markings here that these supposed to match up to, and then I guess there's supposed to be markings down at the bottom, but they were tucked behind, so we'll just assume that I had to flip them upside down. Let's actually mark them on the other side, on the opposite side. So this one's here, this one's here, this one's here, and this one's, let's see, this one's here. And while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and mark them on the back as well. I think I see one here. Got two here. marked down. This one goes this way. This one goes this way. This one goes this way. Okay, so the way you put these together, it's this way, and you have to stitch them together. So put this one with this one together. Like so. Alright. Got our first pieces together. You know, the hem, it's about 3/8 from the edge. So usually you have markings on your sewing machine. So with the way you'll do it is, so here, let's put it more over here. 3/8, so it's pretty much this first line right there where we run our edge. Pretty much right about there. Alright guys, we have our first hem. We are on our way. Alright, that's our first hem. Check that out, guys. And you got all this debris from the floor, but you know, we'll clean it up afterwards. So I believe, you know, this is either cut too long, so let's just trim that a little bit. Okay, so the next one will be this guy here. So this one goes here, so we'll flip this one upside down and we'll actually mark. And I don't have to do this. The only reason I'm marking it is just for you guys, for, you know, just visually, so you guys can visually follow me of what I'm doing here. But I normally wouldn't go and mark everything all over again. Just kind of line up these things together that way. Start by doing it in the center. Work your way outward. And as you can see, it may not match perfectly, so, you know, first of all, just make sure that it's, you know, spaced equally. this way, and some of them may not match perfectly, but at least you have a notion of where they match up. And this one actually goes all the way across this way, so make sure you go all the way across. And just follow the edge, even though they don't line up on a level plane. Just curve around with it so that it follows the edge. And just go with the curve. Next, alright, so we got these pieces on, these pieces. Next is these guys here. And this one's gonna be a little bit tricky because it goes right in a corner. So this is the bottom. So this goes right in this corner right here. So I don't know if you guys can see this little blue markings here. So these markings are already there. And you got markings here, these markings line up there. So I don't know if you can see it, so here I'll mark it. I see a blue marking here. front. So it's got a double stitch all the way around, all the way to the right here, I believe. All the way to right there. So we'll go ahead and do that second stitch right now. So this is the top, this is the bottom side. So the double stitch is gonna be 3/8, or for me I'm just gonna do a 1/4 inch hem. So pretty much I'm gonna line up this line with the edge of the boot there, and I gotta make sure to pull my hem this direction so I can sew on this side, and push this thing that direction so it doesn't come this direction. So I gotta make sure I keep that and kind of spread it out a little bit, make sure that it's gonna be a nice even stitch all the way around. Alright, so that's that second hem on the bottom. So you can't really see it because it's fabric. Well, you can kind of see it. You see that second hem. So you got the one in the inside and you got the second one on the bottom here. And here, let's do a dry test really quick. Make sure we're on the right direction. Let's see. Let's make sure we're going on the right direction here. So far so good. Once we get our everything mounted, it's gonna be stretched out. But so far so good. Everything looks like it's coming together pretty good. Next is this piece here. So, that goes that way, and this section goes this way. Oh man, battery empty. Well, this little thing runs out of battery pretty quick, and I wish the battery was interchangeable, but it's not. It's a built-in battery, so you guys are just going to have to watch from there the rest of the way. So I got these 3 tabs here. So I know I still have 1 more tab down here. And let's see, this is some pretty thick plastic, so I don't know if my sewing machine will sew through this, but I'm gonna give it a try, because to do this by hand, potentially I can do it by hand, but I'm gonna see if my sewing machine can handle that. I do have some heavy duty sewing needles, so I'm gonna try to use one of those heavy duty sewing needles, and I'm gonna see if my little Singer sewing machine can sew through this plastic piece here, because to do this by hand, which is not too bad. This probably, to do it by hand, it will probably take 10 minutes, but I don't know. I'm gonna see what the capabilities of this little machine is. But before we do this, let's see what else is missing. I know I gotta do this hem here, potentially this hem in the bottom here. So yeah, so now I just gotta sew these hems down at the bottom. I gotta sew these guys in. What's missing here? Oh, I have some more tabs here. So I have this guy here that I need to sew on as well. So yeah, I'm gonna see if my machine can handle it, but first I need to sew my hem shut. piece here. I don't know. I hope I don't mess up my sewing machine. Yeah, I'm impressed too. So check that out. It actually sewed through it. Amazing. As you can see, that's pretty thick plastic, so impressive. I'll be right back. Alright, come on, let's go see what's up there. Let's do this other one real quick. Alright, sheesh. Guys, I think we're finished. Holy smokes. Well, we finished the first piece, you know, we did the bottom cushion part. But that's it. You know, what do you guys think? You know, it looks pretty good to me. You know, it can be a little bit tighter. I think it can be a little bit tighter. So if I feel like I need to tighten it a little bit more, I'll just go back and just, you know, knock off another ½ inch on some of the tabs around it. And that's it. You know, that's it pretty much. So so this is just one out of I think 4 more pieces. I have the backrest, and then I have the passenger to do, and I believe I also have the little armrest, which that should be a piece of cake. know, this was the first piece out of the 3, so usually the first one kind of takes the longest and is the hardest because you got to kind of figure out what works the best, but the other pieces should be a piece of cake. I don't think you guys need to see me put all of it together, you know, sew all of the covers on. I think just, you know, putting this one together can give you guys a good idea of what it takes to put them together and sew them and what to expect, and maybe get some of your own ideas of what you can do as far as being creative with it. You know, like I said, unfortunately, I wasn't as creative as I wanted to be. Maybe I should have done like one tone here and the different tone here. I don't know. So, you know, you guys can definitely get creative with your reupholstering. So I will, you know, obviously let you know once I'm completely done with all of them and show you what I got. Right now I am alternating between my projects with upholstering and fiberglassing the rear door for the box truck. So I do need to get back to doing that. So if you guys enjoyed watching this, give it a thumbs up. If you like how this turned out, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I got a lot more videos coming your way. So this is it. I'm not going to show you how to do the whole thing. It's pretty much whatever I did here. You can pretty much implement it to the rest of the upholstery. If I do come up with something tricky or unique on the other part of the upholstery, I'll definitely film it and share that with you guys. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.